My first dog always used to be very anxious and tend to bark around other dogs on a walk. And that's what I wanted to talk about this morning, is why that happens and what you can do about it. It often starts because we walk our dogs on a lead, on a pavement, and we actually tend to walk almost straight towards other dogs. And in terms of the dog's body language, that can make them come across as a bit overconfident and a bit threatening. So as the dogs approach each other, they tend to be on a little bit of on edge, a little bit, and they'd really rather cross the road or go round the other dog, but unfortunately you tend to keep walking towards the other dog, and everyone gets a little bit anxious, and you can have a little bit of a bark to try and warn the other dog off, but then they keep getting walked towards the other dog. So they can then start lunging on the lead and barking to drive the other dog away, and that doesn't work, and you keep walking towards the other dog, and it all intensifies. It's a lot of barking and lunging that doesn't stop until the dog, effectively the other dog, starts moving away from you, and then your dog can finally relax. And unfortunately what tends to happen is that what your dog is learning is that if they bark long and hard at the other dog on the approach, eventually the other dog will move away. So then you get into a bit of a barking habit, and we can add to that, unfortunately, by getting a little bit stressed ourselves and putting tension on the lead, and then gradually the dogs learn that actually, mum or dad is stressed too, so this must be a really stressful situation, so we'd better be on edge and get that barking in as quickly as we can. Now, I'm generalising. It could be that there are breed issues, there's something in the history of your dog that would make them particularly prone to bark. So always, get a bit of professional help with this, but what I've just gone through is a really common scenario. What you can do about it is often the same regardless of the reason. So if you're tackling it on your own, then the first thing really is to sit and write down exactly what's happening. It's rarely that your dog is barking at every other dog, full stop, in your town, in your county. It's often dogs who are sufficiently close. It might be dogs that are moving, it might be still dogs, it might be male, female dogs, dogs that are particularly unruly. My first dog couldn't stand any other dog if they were pulling on the lead or jumping up and down, and she wanted to tell them off straight away. So try and write down what it is for you, and take stock of things, because it rarely is every other single dog ever. And then really, regardless of what it is, if you're going to tackle it, then you need to make a decision that from this point onwards you're not going to allow your dog to get into that mental state again, because it's really stressful. And ideally, actually, you allow them 3 to 5 days to calm down before you start any of this work. A break of 3 to 5 days allows your dog's hormones to return to normal. I would use a technique called behaviour adjustment training, which really is all about keeping your dog below their threshold and starting at a distance they're comfortable with from other dogs, which could be 3 to 4 times the distance at which they usually react, and you keep them on a long lead. And you just let them potter about, really. And if they go straight to the end of the long lead and fixate on the other dog, you clearly started too close. So, recall them, give them a treat, and then start again a little bit further away. And that's all you need to do, and gradually it will desensitise them to that particular stimulus that's causing them to kick off. What you might want to do is also train them to do something else if they have to be near another dog. And quite often that could be doing things like a downstay, gives them something else to concentrate on, get lots of treats for it, and it helps them to ignore this stressful situation that's going on. It's not an ideal solution, but if you have to go near another dog, then it's a way of making it a bit more positive, and maybe over time your dog will learn when they see another dog it's a chance for them to get lots of treats by doing a downstay. Finally, I would say, if your dog is really reacting to other dogs, there's no harm in getting one of those yellow coats for your dogs that say, my dog needs space or I need space, so that other dog owners know not to approach you. I couldn't believe how awesome it was when I first wore one of those with one of the dogs I'm taking care of, because other dog owners are so nice and they did give us space. But not only that, they asked how close we'd like the other dogs to come and if there's anything they could do to help. So thank you for listening, and sorry about the background noise. It's caused by this dog who's nice and calm and asleep, and other dogs are in a tunnel here. Lawrence, Libby, come. That's the cause of the noise. There you go, guys.